What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Merge, the wrestling guide for Jiu Jitsu, powered by Fuji Sports. 2022 Southern Scuffle 141-pound champion, Real Woods hits this highlight reel key lock throw. This is a great technique to utilize in Jiu Jitsu because you completely bypass your opponent's guard and you can land right in side control. So there's two ways to hit this key lock throw, and I'm gonna go through both here, okay? But first off, just to show you the key lock from here. We're in a Russian tie. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tuck this wrist in towards my opponent's chest, okay? So look, I'm pushing this in and getting a bend in the arm. So straight to bend, and my left arm from here, the one closer to the shoulder, is gonna grab my own wrist. So this is the lock that Real is doing right now in the video. Here, tucking the wrist, grabbing your own wrist. Now you have a key lock, okay? The first way I'm gonna show you is I'm jamming my opponent's arm into his stomach, into his gut, okay? Once I jam this in, my head's gonna be tucking underneath by the midsection, right? Even going to this far thigh, for example. And when I roll, I'm not just gonna go sideways, right? I'm tucking this shoulder for a reason. I'm gonna tuck more in this direction downward, rather just this way, to get this motion of turning in this shoulder. He's gonna be rolling over his shoulder, not really his head, okay? So, key lock, jamming it into his stomach, head's tucking into the middle, finishing the key lock. We can transition to side control from here. Obviously, you can see I'm in a really controlled position. So the second way to do this technique is you're gonna do the same mechanics the same way, locking up this key lock, but instead of tucking it into your opponent's belly from here, I'm actually gonna be bringing it to the outside, and really it's kind of up their back for a Kimura, right? So end of the day, from a wrestling perspective, depending how high you go up the back and what referee you have, you're probably gonna get hit with a potentially dangerous call, but jiu-jitsu perspective, totally fine, right? We don't have to worry about that. So we lock up the key lock. I'm gonna be pushing this to the outside here, right? Number one, this can force your opponent to roll, right? If it doesn't, he could possibly get injured, right? So be careful with this when you're drilling it. But number two, a lot of times your opponent will feel this midway and they'll just roll because they don't wanna chance hurting their shoulder, okay? So number one, in the belly. Number two, outside. Same thing, I can bring it up here, post it on the chest, continue to side control. Now, the similarities and differences, right? Or which one I prefer more? I actually prefer punching it into the stomach more because I truly feel you have better control in two positions, right? Number one is once you land. So once I hit this again, punch it into the stomach. Once I land here, just like a Kimura trap, right? Punching this into the stomach prevents your opponent really from moving, and it's controlling his base and his core, okay? When the hand's to the outside here, sure, it's definitely in a weird position from a Kimura perspective, but if your opponent has really funky hips or something, he might be able to somehow maneuver out of this. Exactly, I don't have his weight down. Secondly, if I want to totally messing this up, or I'm really telegraphing this technique and he knows it's coming, right? And he winds up sprawling out on me as I go to tuck and roll, here, okay? Once again, it's posted to the stomach, right? The last thing you want to do is panic and let go and try and come up and scramble because he might solidify a position. So if you wind up missing this, the last thing you want to do is let go. Look, hold this. Try and score a little bit, move around. Yep. Look, he can't even face me. I'm just going to keep bellying out, coming up, and I still have control of him. Thanks for tuning into The Merge, guys. For more episodes, check out The Merge online, and I'll see you next Friday.